May the Force.
The Force.
The Force will be with you. Always.
Welcome to Star Wars Uplink, your source for everything Star Wars gaming. Welcome to Star Wars Uplink. I'm your host, Sage Goodwin, and as always, I'm joined by Sydney Laurel. How are you doing?
Hi.
Today is a very, very special day. We're talking LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. If you are subscribed to YouTube, as you should be, go check out the YouTube channel. It's Star Wars Uplink, not shorts, just the full channel that we have all kinds of other content for. I've been streaming every day this week, and it's been so fun. I've gotten up to A New Hope.
Yep.
Finished all those other, finished up the entire prequel trilogy of games, of levels of games, and that was super fun. And then Dinko's been doing some highlight videos. They're like 5 minutes of the streams.
Yes.
So those are really fun. So if you don't have time to watch the entire stream, you get a little bit of the gist of it in a really fun edit. Where Dinko basically makes fun of me.
Pretty much.
It's hilarious.
It's just pretty much you screaming the whole time. Like,
yeah, pretty much. Oh my gosh. So that's been super fun. So we've been doing a lot of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker content on the YouTube channel. And now we're going to talk about our thoughts on it, all the things. So let's get started.
Just you reconsider playing that message for him.
So we both had different experiences. You started with the original trilogy, and I started with the prequel trilogy. And you played a lot more detail than I did.
yes, I did.
So you went to all the different nooks and crannies. You went to collect all the bits, the studs.
I did my best.
And I went pure story because
Yeah.
I was playing on stream. I didn't want to. I wanted
Didn't wanna bore
pure
people.
content. Yeah, we'll do other streams where we go through and we go through and do all the open world stuff, do a bunch of side missions, but yeah, and we'll probably do that together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll play through the story on stream, and then we're going to start a stream series where we hop together and we play.
You get to see our interaction playing together. It'll be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm super excited for that.
You'll get to see all of our competition
Mm-hmm.
against each other.
Yeah, because we're kind of competitive with each other sometimes.
Yeah, we're competitive when we need to be, and
Yeah.
we help each other when we need to.
Exactly.
It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, so if you want to see Sydney lollygagging and
Mm-hmm.
going all over the place and be like, we need to do the story, get ready for those streams because they're going to be hilarious. So we had that different experience with the games.
Where do we begin?
I know.
Ugh.
What was your first impression with the game?
Well, my first experience with the game was watching you on stream first.
Yeah.
And I was just blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is gorgeous.
Yes.
Like, I need to be playing this because this is so pretty. Yeah, that was really my first take on it. And then, I don't know, I guess just once I actually started playing it, it just felt super smooth.
Yeah.
Like it was nice. I was like, wow, this is cool. And yourself?
Yeah, like that was my first thing. I set the time on my Xbox to New Zealand time so I could boot it up early, make sure everything was good, turn down the volume of the audio and the music for stream. I didn't boot it up or anything, but I watched that intro animation. I was like, man, this is smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they definitely delivered on the level of quality and polish there. I think they did a really good job.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Surprisingly so.
I know. Yeah.
Like I was a little bit hesitant of this game. Like we talked about in the previous episode, I think. I was waiting to pre-order it because you never know, especially with all the delays and it's COVID time. So they're very different in terms of their development cycle and how that works now. So I was hesitant a little bit.
Yeah.
But my gosh, I'm excited.
Oh man.
This
it totally delivered. As far as I know. Like
Yeah.
or as far as I've gotten, I feel like no, this is pretty solid.
Yeah, this is the game that I wanted them to make.
Yeah.
I was talking with a friend of the podcast, Brian from the Pink Milk podcast on DM, and he's like, "So, what do you think of Skywalker Saga?" He's like, "I bought it, but I still haven't played it yet."
Yeah, it's fair.
So great. It's the game that I wanted them to make. I have some quirks and some problems with it in certain areas,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about later on. But overall, like first impressions, fantastic. I've sunk about how many? Like maybe 6 hours, 6 or 7 hours in the game, and I'm up to A New Hope.
Yeah.
Halfway through.
And that's pretty story based. I wouldn't say you're like full out, like just over the story, because you're still trying to get True Jedi and stuff.
Yeah.
So
there are certain missions where, like, if I remember, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get studs and stuff. 'Cause sometimes I'll just get so like, I'm gonna go to there, I'm gonna go to there, do all the pure story, because it's hilarious.
Yep.
Like, I love all the different Legoisms that they've been adding to the game.
Oh my gosh,
it's so good.
Well, watching your stream today, where you're going through like the New Hope one, and there's just so much stuff that I didn't pick up on because I haven't played these games before.
Yeah.
So like the Lego guys in the tub, like I had found them before, and I was like, this is hilarious, but I don't really get it, you know? So hearing you talk about it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars 2, they had Bikini Troopers where they had Speedos on.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, so I totally missed all of that, but so there's gonna be those references that I don't get, but it'll be good. It'll be good to watch you play through it while I'm playing with it too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Something that I think it was King's Pidge or someone on the stream that was hopping in and has been pretty consistent with us. May have been someone else, I can't remember. Someone pointed out that, oh, I'm really excited to hop into the 8th and 9th episodes of the Lego game, because they had The Force Awakens. They had Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens as a full game.
Oh.
So the 8th and the 9th one, Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, they've never been in a video game form before.
Oh, true.
And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's true.
Ooh. Oh,
So that's going to be a new experience to see what kind of Lego
Yeah.
flavor that they add on top of there.
Uh-huh.
And I think someone said that Force Awakens is like one of the shortest levels on the game.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. I think the biggest takeaway for me is they're really switching up the formula that I'm used to in Lego games, that maybe more recent Lego games, because I haven't played the most recent ones. Most of my experience are up to like the Lego Batman 3 game, I think, in terms of like how they run those games. And it's very fluid in between open world travel and level.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been having some difficulty distinguishing.
I mean, that's why I have been having such issues with getting True Jedi all the time, because I don't realize that I'm in the level when I'm in the level.
Right. Yeah, I think there's only been one time, and that was like that I've like seen a clear like definition between the outside world or like the free realm and doing the story, and that was when you're talking to Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
He's like, talk to me when you're ready, sort of thing. And it's like, oh,
There we
okay.
go. Yeah.
I could continue the story, or I could just run around. And I just ran around. So it was fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's different. It's different than I'm used to. Basically, the only indicator that you're in a, and I'm going to use quotation marks here, quote unquote real level, is the True Jedi marker. Up on the middle is when you start to see that. That's like, oh, this is a level.
Right.
Because you're collecting studs, or you're in a battle.
And there's also like a color, I don't know what you call that, like halo thing on the ground where it's kind of like, swing.
Yeah, but like, but in the middle of the, sometimes I didn't realize I wasn't in the level until I saw that.
Right.
But like in this last playthrough, I was much more aware of, oh hey, when the little True Jedi thing is up, that means I'm in a level and I can start getting True Jedi.
The studs actually mean something.
Yeah, exactly.
Something that I haven't delved into was upgrades. I'm overwhelmed by that for some reason. Like there's already so much to like visually get in your brain. Like it's just like
there's so much, because you've got the upgrades, you've got the character unlocks, you've got the side missions. They're actual side missions.
Yeah, I got caught up doing some of those. So.
So it's more of like that open world experience of gaming, where you have that ability to go through the main storyline, or you have the ability to go through the side quest and earn Kyber bricks.
Right.
And that is one of the new things with this game, is they have Kyber bricks, and you can use Kyber bricks for upgrades, or you can use studs for upgrades as well. I think it was like 5 Kyber bricks, or you could upgrade it with 10,000 studs. And that was like a new mechanic that they have in this game to where you can do something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be something I'm going to just have to mess around with and figure out, because
Highly recommend. And this was from King's Pitch in the chat on the stream.
Yeah.
He's like, one of the first things that you should do is upgrade the distance and reach to automatically collect studs.
yeah.
Yes. And it
That
is
makes sense.
great.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier instead of like
Yes.
running around and then they just bloop, bloop, bloop,
Yeah.
bloop out.
Right. True.
Yeah, it's much easier to do
You
that.
have to prioritize the studs.
The studs.
The studs, guys.
I will say it's not as satisfying getting True Jedi
Why not?
as the original games, because there's like, in the original games, it's like, it's this gold bar, and you go all the way through and it's like, ka-ching!
Yeah.
It's like so,
And
like
it's
the
like,
sound of it is so great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'll
you
put up
were-
a video and probably put some sound of it
Yeah.
for the video podcast on YouTube.
Right here.
You check it out right here. I just totally forget. It's nothing there.
Yep.
But yeah, like, it's not as satisfying, I would say. You do get, there's 3 levels of True Jedi.
Yeah.
And as you get through the studs, it's like white, blue, and purple.
Right.
And then for each little ring, you get a Kyber brick. Then there's also challenges. If you do certain things in the different levels, you unlock Kyber bricks as well for each of those things. And then they've got Kyber bricks as well.
Gotcha.
So there's all of that too.
See, like, there's just so much to this game.
Uh-huh.
Like, so much more than... I feel like Lego games have been great because they're just so simple. Like, you're going through the story and you get to collect things if you want to and try to earn more than you need to. But
Yeah.
it's more of just about running through it and then running through it again with someone new, you know?
Yeah.
So this is just so many different layers of
There's
complexity.
I think I saw an article or something that said that it'll be about 80 hours to fully complete the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a lot of streaming ahead of us.
Yep. So
Oh, boy.
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Which I'm so looking forward to. It's going to be a great time just to sit down, play
Mm-hmm.
some games, and have some fun.
I do want to talk about the free roaming, because obviously I get totally sucked up into that.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way I can't.
That's like a Sydney magnet.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I could go over here, or what's this over there?
I'm going to go this way
Yeah.
forever.
The one I got most sucked into so far has been the one where you're at Ben's place, and then you just roam around that little Tatooine deserty area.
Yeah, I think it's Mos Espa.
Is it his
I
place?
think so.
I don't know. I wasn't.
It's on Tatooine.
Yeah, that spot. It's intense. Like,
Oh, really?
It's quite in depth. Yeah.
Like
there's
in what
like
way? Like Tusken Raiders,
Yes.
Jawas everywhere?
yes, and then there's a pod racing thing going on in the background.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't delve into it because I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, what is this?
That's probably the part of the world where that ties into the free play or the levels.
for the
Phantom Menace.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like, it's awesome that they have those ties already there. It's like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I really wanted to stay there more, but I also wanted more of the story. So it was just it's a hard pull. Like, it's like, do I just?
It is. That's why I've been very consistent of like, I'm not diving into character unlocks. I'm not really diving into, diving some of the upgrades, but I'm kind of going more of the vanilla style.
Yeah.
And then we're going to hop through and we're going to play through the level. We're going to try to 100% everything, do all the challenges, open up the challenges while we're in the level so we
Yeah.
make sure that we know what was going on,
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to be the second playthrough,
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
not the
we
first one.
once we figure out all the mechanics and what we're
Yeah.
looking at.
It's like, okay, I know exactly what to do now.
Yes.
Instead of like, I'm just randomly pushing buttons and
Yep.
seeing what happens.
Yeah. It's gonna take a few more hours for me to figure out my limitations and just
Yeah, like how do you want to play the game?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
That'll be good.
it's really cool though. And I ran around a lot of the like when you're actually going in that city marketplace.
Yeah, it's Mos Espa.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
on
that
Tatooine, right?
place. Yeah.
Mhm.
I also ran around there too. Got like a Kyber brick or two, and
Actually, I think that's Mos Eisley actually, because it's the
Yeah.
original trilogy, and then
Yeah.
Mos Espa is the prequels mostly, somewhat.
you know better than me.
Yeah.
So.
Because what I didn't realize until embarrassingly much more recently is that Jabba's palace is very near to Mos Espa, closer than Mos Eisley.
Oh.
Like, if I remember correctly, Mos Eisley is like towards the outskirts, and it's a bigger city. And then you've got like Jabba's palace that sits more in the middle, but closer to Mos Espa.
Gotcha.
And then you have Mos Espa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, was he like looking over both of them, sort of thing? Was he kind of like?
I think Mos
lording
Espa
over-
was his main baby. And then
Okay.
he did a lot of trading and smuggling and all that stuff, because I think Mos Eisley is the bigger spaceport.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Off topic, but hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
I think with that, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to hop back, and we're going to talk about our experiences, both good and bad, and talk about some of the things that we faced in terms of what we didn't like, and also like what we really loved. So we'll be right back with that. This podcast is a production of Uplink Media Group. Uplink is a podcast network dedicated to highlighting the love and experience of gaming and pop culture. Check out our other shows, The Battlefield Show, Star Wars Uplink, and The Forge, the Halo Infinite podcast, as well as our YouTube channels for even deeper dives into Battlefield, Star Wars, and more. YouTube.com/Uplink Podcast and StarWarsUplink.com.
Only different in your mind. You must unlearn what you have learned.
Like the Star Wars, the Skywalker saga
Continued.
continued. Challenges, experiences. Let's start off with some of the things that we noticed in terms of like what we didn't like a whole lot. I noticed a lot of interesting bugs with Quick Resume.
Oh, really?
Because usually, like, I use Quick Resume so much. It's
Right.
probably my favorite feature of, like, the new generation. Because, like, you know how I play games. Like,
Yeah.
I'll play one game for a little bit, and then I'm, okay, I'm good for that a little bit.
Yep.
I'm going to switch to a different game. And then play that a little bit, and then I may hop in between other games.
Yep.
More of, like, searching for a Netflix show. Like, sometimes you're in the mood to watch an animation. Sometimes you're in the mood to watch something that you've watched before. But, like, I've noticed a few times prepping for the stream, like, I'll start it up, and then it's like, oh, it's split screen for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. Even though there's not another controller in the studio
Yeah.
at all. It's like, where did this ghost controller come from?
What?
So I had to restart the game and then start up the level again. And you had some bugs too, right?
Yeah, I ran into kind of a glitch when I was you're playing as Obi-Wan and you're talking to the bartender at the diner or whatever, and then it's supposed to shift to Luke getting talked to by the two thugs and
Yeah.
all that happens. It never shifted. It just kind of blanked. Like it just stopped. You almost had
Yeah.
that problem too, but it eventually did shift over, and then
it
they
like
talked.
stuck on me. Chewbacca wasn't like doing anything, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, you're in battle.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but
okay.
that just never happened. Like the whole battle stuff was happening, and it was still stuck.
Oh, you were just standing there?
Yeah, it was just like, what's going on over there? So I didn't get any of the. I
Oh
didn't
my
get any of
gosh.
like the visuals. They were talking.
Mm-hmm.
You could hear them talking, but there was nothing else. And then suddenly it was like it like kicked itself back out of it, and so then I'm just Obi-Wan, so I just like run over there and smack some guys around. Then it was like, okay, I guess that was weird. Like that. But that's been my biggest glitch that I've seen. Still, I thought it was interesting that it almost happened here.
Yeah,
as well.
it was very close. It was really weird because I was like pressing stuff, and it's like, okay. And there were a few battles where it wouldn't pop up the prompt for a few times, where I was like you press a button, because it's a lot of like spamming the button to overcome the battles, quick time events, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There was a few times where that just didn't happen, and then I got killed.
Ooh. Oh no.
But then afterwards, it'd be perfectly fine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did have a mishap with the like the helpful hints sort of thing.
Okay.
Like when that
Mhm.
orange screen pops up. And
Yeah,
it's like,
H1NT.
do this, do that. And I was pressing everything. And I'm like, I don't know how to exit out of this. I guess you just have to do the thing that they're saying you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I did that, but whenever I would exit out of it, it would still pop right back up.
Oh gosh.
It's like, come on.
Another thing that I didn't really like is how in certain boss battles you'd be locked onto them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So let's say you're the boss battle right now. My view would only be on you no matter what I did. So like I could move right and I'd still be pointing at you. I could move left,
Yeah.
I'd still be pointing at you. Like it just kept on doing basically that. And I lost out on a freaking mini kit because of that.
Oh my
When I
gosh.
was fighting Palpatine, with Yoda versus Palpatine, like it locked on. It's like I couldn't do anything.
Wow.
It's like, this is frustrating. I think it's designed that way just so you have an easier track on it. But like,
Right.
it was very frustrating. It's like, I lost out on a mini kit because of you. Traveler's Tales, how dare you? Mini kits are very important to me.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get a single mini kit so far.
No? Are you for real?
Yeah.
I will say, like, in A New Hope, I think I only got 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're
They're not easy to find. So.
and you have to be like specifically looking for them, which is good. Like,
Yeah. And I have not been because I'm still trying to figure this game out. So.
yeah. And like I'm giving myself grace during this first playthrough,
Oh, yeah.
not getting everything right.
No, I'm trying not to be too perfectionist about it,
Yeah.
which is important because I can go a little overboard and then I get frustrated and then I don't want to play the game. So I'm just trying to have fun with it for now.
How has this experience been for you in terms of like pretty much your only Lego game that you've really played?
Yeah. It's been
Other than Lego Lord of the Rings, which we played together.
Yeah, it's been good. Like I said, it's been difficult to figure out kind of where the story is. Just because you get lost in, I get lost in
The random.
the realms and the random. So yeah, it's. I guess that's the hardest thing is that it feels more complicated than it is. Otherwise, it's gorgeous, so I'm fine
Yeah.
with running around for a while.
I was so pumped when I went to Coruscant. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. It's so big and varied
Yeah.
and everything that you want Coruscant to be. Really.
Good. Yeah. I was wondering about that.
Mhm.
I wonder what his experience was, of course.
Oh, I was so pumped. Like I got goosebumps when I first
Yeah.
started. I was like, yes, can finally play Coruscant. Hallelujah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was so pumped.
Do you feel like there's enough there?
I would want more, obviously. Like I always want more Coruscant.
Yeah. Do they have different levels of Coruscant?
Yeah, there's different
Oh, okay, cool.
levels. Like there's the Jedi Temple, there's the Senate Building, there's where Dex's Diner is.
Nice.
There's all these different locations that you can go to.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not really like a fluid open world where you can go in between them. You use a taxi to go to the different levels and different sections. You can go to the Jedi Temple. You can go through the library. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of different, like they have a lot of those iconic scenes. Obviously, I'd like the underworld section to be much bigger and to be able to have that experience. But it's good. I
Yeah.
really like it.
It's enough.
It's enough. Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
Good.
Really,
Good.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Have you run into much as far as like things you don't like about it?
I think the biggest thing is just how they handle the free roam and that fluidity of between like going into the levels and that kind of thing. Like I would probably prefer to say, hey, this is the open world section and then you go to the level section.
Yeah.
You go through that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely that clearer line.
Because that's how
limits.
that's how the old games worked. I don't know if that's just me being a grumpy old man or if it's and this is how it works really well. But you as someone who didn't even have that experience felt somewhat similarly to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I do appreciate though that the studs feel more important in the open world.
Yeah, because it's all together.
Yeah, and it actually goes towards something, and that you can actually like earn things to be
Yeah.
able to better yourself in this open world. I like that. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, I guess for me, I would just want a clear definition of like, but ding, you're now in the open world. Enjoy, and then go to this marker when you're. It's almost there. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's so close.
It's
just
it's very close.
they need like some pause to be like you know, like when like a bubble comes up and be like,
Yeah.
you're in the open world now.
Uh-huh.
enjoy
Yeah.
slows down. Like even just
Mhm.
something like that, just like
visually separate.
just to chop it up, you know.
Like, boom. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the open world. I can do side missions.
Right.
You
Or do
like,
I could just go do the story, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest gripe with it. And I'm not 100% sure if I agree with the decisions that they made in that regards. But overall, reviews are very positive.
Yeah.
I greatly enjoy the game, have a blast playing it. So I think it's great.
Oh, what do you think about the voice acting?
It's actually really good.
I've been pretty impressed.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I turned on mumble mode, and it's a very half-butt mumble mode.
Is it?
Because they've got captions on it.
Right.
So it's not pure mumble mode.
Yeah.
They're basically like, instead of like it having
Right.
that custom experience
It's
or
clearly a just
addition.
over top of what they were
Yeah.
planning to do, which was straight strict scripts
Yeah,
and stuff.
I really
so.
wish they would have gone the extra mile to make mumble mode shine. They didn't really, so I switched it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm missing out on a bunch of jokes and the deliveries because some of the mumble modes are like not just right. So yeah.
Ah, that's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's disappointing.
I know. So I switched it, and
Yeah.
the voice actors are really good.
Yeah.
Surprisingly so. We talked about it before. All of the stuff that I'd seen previously was like, this is not very good.
Uh-oh.
But overall, really like it.
Yeah. I did notice that Leia started out kind of British.
Yes.
I'm like,
So
what is this?
that's alluding to how in A New Hope she starts out more British, and as the movie progresses, she loses.
Really?
Yes.
Why did they
Yeah,
because
because in like the opening scene, it's like I knew I could smell your stench, like Leia talking to Tarkin.
That's fascinating. I never
It's a
noticed
lovely
it.
little note and nod to the
actual
attention to
movie.
detail in the movie.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I never noticed that as a kid, like watching the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But yeah, like she'll float in between
Yeah.
American and British accents. Yeah.
but she's an American actress.
Yeah. Carrie Fisher is. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm. Yep.
Learn something new every day.
It's great. The little attention to detail, I think, is a great point to that. Yeah. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yep. Yeah. I don't have as much experience with the different characters and their voices and stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll have to figure that out as we go along. But
Exactly. Yeah.
so far, I feel like they've done a pretty good job.
Same here.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And we're going to get more experience as we dive deeper. We're going to have a few guests on the podcast too. I think we're going to try to get Sammy Boy on the show with us.
Nice.
So we can all talk about our experience with Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. We talked a little bit about it before we recorded the Battlefield show, and that was
Nice.
fun. But yeah,
Cool.
we're going to do that
Yeah.
soon. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, followed, all the places, and make sure you're keeping track of the podcast.
Keep an eye on us.
Exactly. But I think with that, we're going to call it an episode. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Star Wars Uplink. Let us know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga? Have you bought it yet? Is it something that you're saving up for, or just not really your thing? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this. Is it good kind of prepper for more Star Wars games, or are you just like not interested in Lego at all? Let me know down below, or contact at uplinkpodcast.com. And thanks for listening. You can find the podcast wherever you find podcasts. As always, may the Force be with you.